This conversation is powered by Google Illuminate. Check out illuminate.google.com for more. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's discussion. We're diving into a fascinating research paper that uses machine learning to predict gardening trends. Imagine knowing what gardening questions people will be asking months from now. Pretty cool, right? So, what's the big idea here?
The core idea is to use the power of machine learning to make gardening advice more efficient and helpful. Think of it like having a super smart assistant that can predict what gardeners will need help with before they even ask.
Wow, a garden crystal ball. But how does it actually work? I mean, I'm a total beginner when it comes to this kind of stuff.
It's all about analyzing the questions gardeners already ask. The researchers used data from an online gardening help desk. They used special computer programs to sort these questions into categories like problems with roses or how to plant tomatoes.
So, like, if lots of people ask about roses in June, the computer learns that roses are a popular topic in June.
Exactly. And it doesn't just learn what's popular, but when it's popular. This helps plan workshops and education materials for the right time of year. It's like knowing what to stock on the shelves of a garden center based on what people are searching for online.
That's amazing. But what about different parts of the country? I mean, what grows well in Florida won't grow well in Alaska.
Great point. The researchers also looked at the zip codes of the people asking questions. This helps them understand regional differences in gardening challenges so they can tailor advice to specific areas.
So if lots of people in Arizona are asking about drought-resistant plants, the system flags that as a regional need?
Precisely. It's all about making sure the right information gets to the right people at the right time. This makes gardening advice much more effective.
This is incredibly helpful for gardeners, especially beginners like me. Thanks for explaining this so clearly.
You're welcome. It's a really exciting application of machine learning, and it shows how technology can help us connect with and support gardening communities.
So the paper mentions using different types of machine learning models. Can you explain what those are in simple terms?
Sure. They use things like decision trees, which are like flow charts that help categorize questions. They also use something called naive Bayes, which is a bit more statistical, and logistic regression, which helps predict probabilities.
Okay, so flowcharts for questions and some statistical magic to predict what's likely sounds pretty advanced. What about predicting how many questions they'll get?
That's where time series forecasting comes in. They used models like RMM and LSTM networks to predict the number and types of questions they'll receive in the future. These models are good at spotting patterns in data that changes over time.
So if there's a spike in questions about tomatoes in July last year, the model might predict a similar spike this July.
Exactly. And the accuracy of these predictions is measured using things like mean absolute error, MAE, and root mean squared error, RMSE. Lower numbers mean better predictions.
Makes sense. So how accurate were these predictions in the study?
The results were quite impressive. The models achieved high accuracy in classifying questions and reasonably accurate predictions of query volume. For example, one model had a MAE of only 10, meaning the average difference between the predicted and actual number of questions was only 10.
That's pretty good. But could this be used for bigger farms and agriculture?
Absolutely. The researchers suggest that with a similar system for large-scale agriculture, you could predict problems with machinery, optimize resource use, and even improve crop yields.
That's a game changer for the whole agricultural industry. It sounds like this research has huge potential.
It really does. It highlights how machine learning can be used to improve efficiency and decision-making in many areas, from home gardening to large-scale agriculture.
This has been a fantastic discussion. Thank you for breaking down this complex research in such a clear and engaging way. I feel much more confident about understanding the potential of machine learning in gardening and agriculture.